Vlookup with named ranges. Let's say I have a small list here of 4 students who are missing their emails, and I have a bigger list here. This is 140 students who have their emails, and I have something that identifies them both uniquely. We need a unique identifier between both of them, and that's the ID. So let's say I want to pull emails from this bigger list into this smaller list. I can use Vlookup, but before I use it, I'm going to name the ranges. So the Vlookup, but before I do it, I'm going to name the ranges, so the formula might be a little bit simpler. So for this range, I'm going to select all of the data in this table. And over here at the top left, this is a name box. I'm going to name this missing, MISSING, because it has missing data. Tap enter, and that names the range. In this block, I have 140 emails or 140 records. So instead of clicking and dragging to select all the data, I'm going to click in cell A1 and then press Control-Shift-End, and that selects all the data all the way across. And I'm going to name this all for ALL because it includes all the data. Press enter. And now let's put in a Vlookup formula equals Vlookup. And notice it's telling me what it's asking for down here as I type the formula. Open parentheses, and the first is a lookup value, and that's the information from the table that has the missing data. That's going to be in A2. And then next, table array, it wants the name of the data, and I could point to that in the other sheet, or I could just type the name, which is all, ALL, and notice that it found it, because that's the data that includes all the information. And then next, it wants the index number, and that is how far away from the matching identifier is the information. Let's take a look over here. So there's a matching identifier, that would be 1, and then there's the data that's missing, that would be 2. The student ID, and then the last option is logical. A 0 means exact match, or 1 means a kind of a match. I want 0, I want an exact match. You can also type true, false. 0 is false, 1 is true. So I'm going to type 0, close parentheses, enter. And notice what it did. It pulled the student email for student 01, and I'm going to left click and drag all the way down, or I could just point my mouse and double tap and it should fill it in. So notice what it did. For ID 2002 is student 2, for ID 3003 is student 3, and notice what happened here for ID 4141, it says NA. If you look over here at the student emails and you scroll down, or the student IDs, that number doesn't exist in this list at all. So that's why it returned NA.